rain on a Thursday.
I'd like to call the June 14th school board meeting to order. Rise, salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call vote. Excused tonight are Mrs. Paglione, Mr. DeMarcus, and Mr. Rusin. Roll call vote, Jen?
Mr. Cullen,
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo,
Here.
Mr. Parolo,
Here.
Mr. Poliafico,
Here.
Mr. Poplawski,
Here.
and Mr. Chickabiddy.
Here. Okay, approve the agenda with said addendum or tabled items. Under new business, item N is added, and under personnel, items G, H, and I. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Mr. Cullen?
Second.
Mr. D'Angelo? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Item passes. Reports and presentations, Dr. Minetti?
Thank you. This morning, we had kindergarten graduation, and I unfortunately got caught up in a meeting that I had to be in virtually all morning long, so I didn't get a chance to see it, but from what I understand, it was a wonderful program. So congratulations to our youngest students for their graduation from kindergarten all the way up to first grade, new hallway. They're going to be moving right along. I actually have their advice in my senior graduation speech. It's going to be wrapped around the advice that the kindergarten students have for the leaving seniors. So stay tuned for that tomorrow night. Sixth grade move-up day is tomorrow at 9 a.m. here at the elementary school. Our high school graduation will be tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be nice and sunny out, and we'll be outside at the field, the football field, and that's at 6 o'clock. If weather should change, we will be inside in the gym. There will also be a graduation parade on Thursday at 11:30. That would go around the town with the same route that they had last year. So we're looking forward to that, and we're hoping that people can come out and enjoy waving on our seniors and congratulating them on a job well done for their graduation. Curricularly, we are going to be adding some new items for next year. We're going to be updating the elementary reading program for grades K through 6 using the Scholastic's program. It comes with a host of different supplemental materials, and we're really looking forward to it. We will probably actually be able to eliminate a few of our other supplemental programs because of everything that's involved in this reading program. It comes with a lot of professional development for our teachers, so they will be trained at the beginning of the school year, and then they'll have supplemental training all year. We look forward to rolling that out and having that available for our parents to actually take a look at as well over the summer. So in case you have any questions as parents, you can take a look at that reading program. We're really looking forward to bringing that program in. In math, we are going to upgrade our Envisions program to actually make it go K through 8. Right now, Envisions goes from K to 7, and so we're getting an updated version of the Envisions program. We are going to have the supplemental materials available all the way up into 8th grade, and we'll actually have, for 7th grade, materials and resources for the advanced kids who are going to be moving into algebra that next year. So it'll be a division of that program with those extra supplemental materials for those students. And we also are going to use the Envisions program for the algebra book as well. So that way our kids will have a comprehensive program from K to 8 using the Envisions program. We do have it now, but we want to make sure that we kind of solidify that program, and any training that needs to be done will also be done over the summer or at the beginning of the school year for teachers who haven't used it yet. It is an upgrade of all of the online components as well in both programs, so parents will have more access to the materials at home to help and support their students throughout the day. We will be getting new biology textbooks next year. The textbooks we currently have are from 2008, and we're going to be moving to a different program. It's the Miller-Levine textbook. It's kind of like the standard of biology textbooks. It's the one I used when I was teaching as well. There are a lot of supplementary and ancillary materials with that textbook, so we're looking forward to getting that to our to our sophomores next year when they're taking biology. There are some other textbooks that we're looking at for some various classes that we will be updating the board on as they go through. All of these textbook programs are going to be funded through the ESSER's grants that are coming through. So we're going to use a portion of that money to help to support our programs and to really redefine some things that we're doing that we normally wouldn't have the ability to do all in 1 year. These are programs that we would have to roll out 1 year at a time, and sometimes we would have to do even one grade level at a time. So we're very grateful that we have the ESSER's funds to help supplement our programs and to change around our curriculum. On our STEM front, I've met with the elementary STEM committee, and we've decided on some new items for our makerspace, which will be in the room outside the library. We're going to go with robots. We've decided rather than little pieces that have to constantly be filled, I think the teachers have a lot of that in their classrooms, we want to do something that's different that they normally wouldn't be able to do. So for our younger elementary kids, we're going to get bee-bots, which are little programmable bees, and they help kids learn how to code and use cause and effect. For our middle kids, we have Ozobots, which are programmable robots as well. For our older elementary students, we're going to be using the Sphero robots, which are the little round robots like in Star Wars, that little round one that goes around. Those are Sphero robots. And they're all programmable, and they progress in your ability to program them and to use them for all sorts of engineering feats far and beyond just coding. We're also going to make a maker lab, which will turn our STEM lab into a stream lab. It will allow our teachers to go down and use the cutting machines like a Cricut, but only a little more industrial than a Cricut. They could use them, let's say kindergarten is studying something, a story where they have different characters and the characters have to wear masks. They can actually go down and print those masks out at the Cricut lab, and the kids can design them, and then they can have those masks. So it has multi-functions beyond just cutting out pieces to do STEM with and to do engineering feats. Like you can actually cut out cars and then put them together and have contests to see whose car can go the furthest and all that. So there's engineering and there's science and there's math, but it also has multiple uses. I know Mrs. Rosado is thinking about designing of t-shirts and everything else using our Cricut lab. So we want to make this STEM lab a place where everybody can come and use different components in it to really enhance their curriculum beyond just science, but also use it for learning of the scientific concepts as well. So that's how we're going to be moving in that direction. At the middle school, we're actually looking at purchasing drones using the grant money that we received from the AOC. I'm working with Bobby Moyer about how that program is going to kind of work out. So I'll keep you posted on that. There's no commitment on that, but we're kind of thinking drones might be really cool for the middle school kids to kind of move from those robots to something a little bit more. We're looking at adding some new classes for the middle school model in the fall. We're changing it around a little bit. We haven't had what I would call a solid middle school model. We moved the middle school from the elementary to the high school, and there it just is. So Mr. Nastasi has been working with the middle school teachers to really build an exceptional middle school program and to make them a separate entity from the high school. So putting those supports in place, moving the schedule around a little bit, making it a little more kid-friendly, and adding electives that are based on interests that will really help pique students' interest beyond saying it's PSSA hour. Using those same kind of skills to foster higher level thinking, but only do it in a fun and more middle school way. So I know Mr. Nastasi is working hard with the middle school teachers on that, and so we'll be enrolling that in the fall. And I believe that is all that I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Minetti. Public participation, anyone from the public?
Hi, Dory Morgan. Dr. Minetti, I wanted to ask what the STEM committee is doing to make that more accessible for our students with disabilities and make sure that they're included in enjoying that space and increased capability.
Sure. The robots that we chose for the younger elementary grades, those B-bots, they're very sturdy and easy to maneuver. So we tried to choose things that were not like little tiny pieces and all of that, so that way it's accessible for all of our students. If there is anything supplemental that the teachers feel would make it even more accessible to our students who have special needs, we are open to that and have the funding to add those things in place. But we tried to choose things that were very user-friendly, and no matter what your ability or age level, you'll be able to go there and actually enjoy it.
It might be interesting to include occupational therapy in the conversation about that too, especially for the manual dexterity. Everyone's heard me talk about Win, but he loves these things. He gets frustrated because he doesn't have the right motor skills to fully utilize what his peers can take advantage of. But the spirit is so willing, and he wants to get in there. And I know we have plenty of kids that are just like him.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Okay. Routine monthly business?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes, this is item 5, of the May 13, 2021 meeting. Also approve the list of bills for the June 2021 meeting, and approve the treasurer's report for May of 2020.
Okay, do I have a second? Mr. Collins? Mr. Poliafco?
Yeah.
Okay. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay.
Item A, under new business.
Okay, item A, adopt the final budget for the 2021-2022 fiscal year in the amount of $24,883,887.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins?
Just real quick, I just want to state again that Mr. D'Angelo, the total's $24,883,887. There's no millage increase in this budget, so that'll be the 11th straight year of that happening, and it's a 1.13% increase over last year's budget.
Thank you, Chris. Good job for the business manager. Great job. 1.1%. Not bad. Any other questions? Okay, this has to be a roll call vote.
Mr. Cullen?
Yes.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Yes.
Mr. Parolo?
Yes.
Mr. Poliafco?
Yes.
Mr. Poplawski?
Yes.
And Mr. Chicoletti?
Yes. Motion carries. Item B.
Item B, Mr. President, I motion that we approve the resolution to levy a real estate tax at the rate of $15.40 per $100 of assessment, which is equal to 154 mils.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Chris, any comments on this?
No, this is pretty standard, what we do every year.
Okay. Any other questions? This has to be a roll call, too.
No.
No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item C.
Item C, approve to reenact a resolution to levy the following taxes: real estate transfer tax, 1%, amusement tax, 1%, occupational privilege tax, $52.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Item D.
Item D, approve the attached homestead rebate resolution.
Any questions? Do I have a second first?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Questions?
Yeah, I just
Go ahead, John.
wanted to ask Chris, so this is something that everybody that is a homeowner really should be signed up for.
Correct.
And I know that most everyone is. Do you ever see any kind of reports or something that would tell you who's not? You know, and it's to the detriment, it's not really to the detriment of the district, it's to the benefit of the taxpayer.
I could definitely see a report, yes.
Well-
But in general, I get the number of homesteads
Yeah.
and farmsteads to calculate the amount that's being distributed.
Okay, so.
But every March, they accept applications
Okay.
for the following year to collect a homestead. And the homestead this year was, I think, $294.64 per homestead.
Right, so if you own a property or you're a homeowner and you are not signed up, please reach out. You can call the business office or you can go online and see what you have to do. But it's, this year, in past years, it was in the 400s. So it fluctuates based on the profitability of the casinos. But I would just recommend that if you're not signed up for this, you're leaving this year $300 on the table. And I'm pretty sure we're like 97%
Yes.
signed.
Yes.
But there are still some people or some citizens out there, taxpayers, that haven't signed up, so.
How can we let them, is there a resource that they can go to?
So you would contact the tax office, and Anna Larissy would have the forms for you to fill out.
So anyone that is not sure if they're signed up for the Homestead Act, which gives them a rebate of roughly $300, you would have to call the local tax office, Mrs. Anna Larissy Bono, and find out if you're registered. And if you are, then you'll see in your tax bill that you get that, you get that rebate. And for the ones with mortgages, they won't see their tax bill. So I would check to make sure if you're paying a mortgage, make sure, ask the mortgage company or just make a call to the tax office. You could reduce your taxes by $300. That's a good point, Mr. D'Angelo. Thank you. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item E.
Item E, motion to approve the budget transfers for the 2020-2021 fiscal year as per the attached schedule.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Item F.
Item F, on motion to approve, to adopt the attached resolution 21-22-1.520.1 of the Pennsylvania School Code for temporary emergency provisions due to the declared emergency.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Any questions?
Yes, Dr. Minetti, you want to
Yeah.
explain what that is?
Sure. Pennsylvania has allowed us once again through PDE to have, under 520.1, if we needed next year to have an altered schedule due to COVID, like we had to go back hybrid or we have to go virtual, we have the ability to do that under this act. So if we accept it as a resolution and we have to put that into place sometime next year, it's just kind of like having that card in our pocket to use in case of an emergency.
Thank you, Dr. Minetti. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item carried. Item G.
I motion that we approve the special education settlement agreement for JC.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item H.
Item H, I motion that we approve the addition of family services for providing in-school counseling services to qualified students.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Someone would like to comment on that? Dr. Minetti?
Yes, Family Services provides counseling for students, and we would have them actually in the building rather than parents having to transport their students or their children to counseling services outside of school. We would have an office available for them here where they would meet with students who fell under the criteria of needing those types of services. So we are in a, we're going to sign with an agreement with them. There is no cost to the district at all. It's funded through grants and through insurance.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Minetti. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item I.
Item I, approve to advertise for a high school history teacher and an elementary general education teacher if needed.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item J.
Item J, motion to approve the adoption of the Scholastic Literacy Reading Program for grades K through 6.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item K.
Motion to approve the adoption of the Miller-Levine textbook series 2019 edition for high school biology.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item L.
Item L, approve the adoption of the Envisions Math Program 2020 Common Core Edition for grades K through 8.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item M.
Item M, approve the school safety and security report as per the PA Public School Code, Section 1309-B.
Second?
Second.
Collins? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item N.
Item N, approve the master services contract with the Bucks County Intermediate Unit to update the emergency action plan in an amount not to exceed $3,600.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item approved. Under Personnel, Item A.
Item A, make a motion to approve the attached supplemental positions, supplemental rates as per the master agreement effective for the 2021-2022 school year.
Okay, those are listed on our website. Okay, so, Mr. D'Angelo, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? All those in favor?
Aye.
I abstain on one item, David Chicoletti, and a yes to the other items.
Yeah, I abstained to Rocco Parolo, but yeah, on all the other items.
Okay.
Steve?
So all those in favor
Aye.
and two abstentions, any nays? Motion carries. Item B.
Item B, I make a motion to advertise for a paraprofessional position or positions, salary and benefits as per the negotiated contract, effective the 2021-2022 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstention? Motion carries. Item C.
Item C, I make a motion to approve the appointment of the following ESY teachers at $40 per hour with no benefits as per master agreement, effective July 6th through August 5th, 2021, and that would be Michelangelo, Hope Hall, Rocco Parolo, and Bridget Wise.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Any abstentions?
Yeah, I got abstained for Rocco Parolo.
Okay, one abstention, Mr. Parolo. Okay, motion carries. Item D.
Item D, I make a motion that the appointment of the following ESY nurse, $30 per hour, no benefits, as per negotiated contract, effective July 6th through August 5th, 2021, and that would be Caitlin Zecca.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Item E.
Item E, I would motion that we approve the appointment of the following ESY PCAs at a rate of $14.70 per hour, no benefits, as per negotiated contract, effective July 6th through August 5th, 2021. Amanda Baines, Joshua Eckert, Ryan Leone, Joe Malone, Brittany Rivera, John Sabatini, Deb Talone, and Amber Trezise.
Any question, a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins?
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Item F.
Item F, I motion that we approve to appoint John Love in the contracted position of Assistant IT Support effective 2021-2022 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions?
Just so the board's aware, this is paid through ESSER grant.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item G.
I make a motion that we advertise for a maintenance leader supplemental position at a rate of $3 per hour.
Do I have a second?
Just do want to make sure it's an
That's
additional
$3 an
rate.
hour.
An additional, right, an
An additional.
additional rate of $3 per hour.
Do I have a second?
It's a little cheap. Second.
Parolo? Okay, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item H.
I make a motion to approve the resolution to approve the superintendent's recommendation for curtailment and alteration and reorganization of an educational program.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay? Abstentions? Item I.
Item I make a motion to approve to advertise for a certified school social worker.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collins? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Abstentions? Information and discussion. The next public meeting is scheduled for Thursday, August 26, 2021. There will be no meeting in July.
IU.
Yep, and we have Mary Agnes here from the Bucks County Intermediate Unit. Mary Agnes, do you have anything you'd like to tell us? Go right ahead.
Thank you. So I just wanted to highlight one event that took place last week, the Bucks IU graduation, 2021 graduates. It was an in-person ceremony with live streaming option. It was held at William Tennant High School in the Centennial School District. We had 40 graduates this year from school districts across Bucks County and also Philadelphia School District. And again, from across all of our transition programs. So that would be STEP program at Everett, the IU Hope program, Brain Steps, WOW, Pennsbury High School, William Tennant High School, and then our itinerant programs as well for our 18 to 21-year-olds. John D'Angelo, of course, was there and delivered a moving commencement address to the graduates, and I think overall the whole night was just emotional and celebratory. It was a great night for all who attended. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Agnes. Mr. Trudeau?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. There was an executive session that started tonight at 6 p.m. All board members were in attendance along with Dr. Minetti, Ms. Rosado, Mr. McHugh, and Mr. Nastasi and myself. Items related to security, informational items, personnel, and collective bargaining were discussed at the executive session, which concluded just a few moments before this meeting started at 7. That's my report.
Okay, so before we adjourn, I'll go around the horn here. Mr. Poplawski? Any comments? Nothing? Mr. Parolo?
No, I don't have anything. Have a
Nothing?
great summer, everybody. See
Mr.
you all.
D'Angelo?
Yeah, two things. First, I'd just like to make a mention that the IU and really the greater Bucks County family, we lost one of our really most renowned and most passionate employees. He had retired, but his name was Dr. Jack McGovern. And I know, Kelly, you will remember, and many of you may remember, him coming down to Bristol, and he was a reading guru. And I can remember on many occasions, back even to the old Snyder Girardi, when he would come, he would have wagons full of books. He would come here at 5 o'clock, set up the auditorium, and by 7 o'clock, the place was packed. and he was just truly a great guy, did a lot for the district, and, his message was really simple. He got kids with their parents, and he encouraged them to read. And, whatever, comic book, magazine, newspaper, online, it wasn't that prevalent back then, but, and he really made a concerted effort to reach the parents, because that's really where it all starts. And I know that we had many of those successful nights, and I can tell you they were jam-packed. And so I would just hope that tonight, let's not let his message go unheard. So for all you parents out there, get with your kids, make them read. I know Kelly and Nick will tell you that that's where it all starts. So please keep Dr. McGovern and his family in your prayers. My second thing tonight is I just wanted to, now that the season is over, I just wanted to congratulate Mike Lally, who finished up his last year as the coach of our softball team and athletic director. And although they lost, they really did have over expectations this year. They ran into really one of the top team in the state. And but for Mike, he's been a teacher in the district for close to 40 years. He was the athletic director, took over when Mr. Pinelli passed away. He will always be known as a great coach. He has over 20 district titles. This year he got his 600th career win. And in his role as athletic director, he really, he led, so he made sure that Bristol always got everything that they deserved. And he was fair to everywhere, but he really took a big role in the county and in District 1. And he was well respected all across District 1 and all across the state. So his career in coaching is over. His teaching career ended last year, but on behalf of the board and myself, Mike and I go back to kindergarten together. And I just want to wish him nothing but the best, and thank you for setting the standard for what a sports program and program should be. So that's it.
Well said, Mr. D'Angelo. Thank you. Mr. Cullen?
Oh, yes, I'd just like to trump on what John D'Angelo said. I really appreciate everything Mike Lally has done for the school district over the years. I mean, he's been, an outstanding teacher, and as far as sports with the softball program, he's always had a top-notch program, and our girls always did well in school, and I'm very appreciate that, me being a father of 3 girls. So I just think that he did a great job. And then I also like to congratulate the seniors this year. Hope they all do well. I know I won't be speaking tomorrow night, but I'd just like to congratulate them all. Thank you.
Is that it, Mr. Cullen? Mr. Paliafco?
Yeah, I'd just like to say also congratulations to Mike Lally on all the success he had over the years, and wish him well. Also want to wish him and his family condolences on the loss of his father. To the whole family. My thoughts are with you all. And best wishes to all the seniors. Best of luck in the future. And go get them Warriors.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Paliafco. Dr. Minetti, conclude?
One more thing I wanted to add. I wanted to thank Gene Williams and the Grundy Library for donating books for our kids to take home over the summer. They had books that they passed along at the elementary school, and the kids were able to choose them. They were kind of walking by. They were very, very excited, and we sent some pictures over to Mr. Williams, and I just wanted to publicly thank him for the donation of the books.
Thank you, Dr. Minetti. Mrs. Rosado?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Mr. Nassasi?
Yeah, I have a couple things. Our junior high, 7th and 8th grade. Just to piggyback on a couple things on what Dr. Minetti said about some classes that we're going to add. Just to give you a couple examples, we're going to add creative writing and drama, the history of film, strategic learning strategies, school and personal finance. We will also be officially joining the Junior High National Honor Society, and we also will be bringing in NAMI, which is the National Alliance of Mental Illness. for one period a week to work with our kids. As for the high school, I want to congratulate Anthony Silver and Molly Farrell for being PIAA participants in last week's state track and field events. I believe Molly threw her personal best, and they're both juniors, so we'll be back. This week, we also had a move-up day for our sixth grade. Our sixth grade walked from here to our high school with their teachers. They spent about an hour with us at our high school, going around the building, getting familiar with some of their teachers. A couple of the juniors were their chaperones. They also had a chance to meet their new 7th and 8th grade teachers for next year, which is a really nice moment. Today, we had our senior memory day. About 15 parents also showed up. It was a good send-off for our seniors today. And also, last week, we raised $1,200 for our Kickball for Life, and the $1,200 will be donated to the Special Olympics.
Very good.
Good
Mr.
job.
Costanzo. Anything else?
That's it, thank you.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'd like to echo what Mr. D'Angelo, Mr. Polyafco, and Mr. Collins said as far as Mike Lawley's career. Successful softball coach, teacher, and I've been around long enough to know that he was even an assistant principal for a while. And then he went back into the classroom, so we wish him a happy retirement. The second thing here is the school year is over. It was a difficult year. We got through it. Thank God we got through it with the help of the administration, the superintendent, the business manager. It was a very successful year. So I want to say thank you to everyone, and especially the teachers who have to deal with teaching Zoom and also with students in the classroom. I had to do that at my job at Drexel, and it is hard. But, you know, I only have to do it 2 times a week for 12 weeks. They had to do it every day for 10 months. So congratulations to them. I hope that they have an enjoyable summer, and hopefully everything will be smooth when we come back in September. As far as the budget's concerned, that's again, no tax increase. This is year 11. Our budget was only a 1.1% increase over last year's budget. So, Mr. McHugh in the business office, thank you for a great job. And as Dr. Minetti and Mr. Nastasi mentioned, you heard some new programs that we will have next year. So we have something to look forward to. So with that being said, we're going to adjourn. We're going to end this meeting. There'll be no meeting in July, and we will meet in August. So everyone have a nice summer. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Polyafco? Second. Second, Mr. Collins. Meeting's adjourned.